Those of you who are placing Christmas lights and decorations in your front yards, please, please, please avoid anything red or blue and flashing. Every time I come around the corner, I think it's the police, and I get a panic attack. I brake hard, toss out my beer, fasten my seatbelt, throw my cell phone down, put out my joint, and push the gun down under my seat, all while trying to put my clothes back on. It's too much drama, even for Christmas. Thank you all for your cooperation and understanding. Please feel free to share this post. I did. This is my roommate's 70-year-old mom. She's a pistol.
Oh, that's awesome. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Man Bites Film. This one's going to be a special episode this is our last episode of 2017.
Dear God.
I know, that's crazy. 2017 already.
Na.
We'll put some fireworks up. And this week we're going to be reviewing top 3 TV shows that we've seen this. Can we really call them TV shows?
The shows, because they don't necessarily have to be like on summer Netflix.
All
exclusive.
of mine are Netflix, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, some of ours are more expanded out of the Netflix box, but and they are on TV. But I mean,
yeah. So
they're shows.
Top 3 shows of 2017, in our opinion, and that we've seen this year. So go ahead and start off straight up with yours.
Okay, my number 1 is what I think a lot of people would be very surprised because they wouldn't know that it was that good. Mine is Seth MacFarlane's Orville. It is, to my opinion, a great show. It is basically Star Trek, but without the name Star Trek. It's the same premise. They're on a ship in the future, exploring space and getting into adventures. Now, what makes it great is that although people hear Seth MacFarlane, they automatically think Family Guy, fart jokes, burp jokes, puke jokes. It's not. It's actually very deep in the sense of each episode is about a moral construct. There's something about morality which makes you think, which you may even take a side on as you're watching the episode as to I would do it this way, I would do it that way, and in some cases, I watched it with a friend and they're like, well, I would have done this, and we actually got into discussions about it, which any show that can do that is really good.
That's the greatest thing. Especially
something that's like with Seth MacFarlane. There's jokes, obviously, but he strays very much as far as he can from Family Guy. And the jokes are very, I believe they're very grounded. Most of them are well placed. They are very good, very much Star Trek-y. There's this one episode where a person on his ship, their entire society is male, and they reproduce by laying an eggs and fertilizing the eggs, and the baby that comes out is male. Well, it so happens that their baby that is born is female. And the entire episode revolves around the moral thought of, okay, anybody that's born female automatically goes through an operation that makes them male.
Yeah.
And then there's the moral construct of, well, what if they want to be female? Do you wait till they're older and explain it to them and the kid makes the choice? Does the parent make the choice? Does society make the choice? What is right? What is wrong?
Okay.
Like, even both parents, which are both male, so right there you also have the same-sex parenting, are conflicted. One of them wants to keep it. One of them, obviously they both want to keep the baby, but one of them want to keep it female. The other wants to keep it male. It's those kind of episodes which you would not think, something that's attached to, again, MacFarlane is like, oh my God.
It makes you think. Yeah.
It makes you think. So I thought it was a surprise hit. It's very enjoyable. It's an hour long. It's on Hulu, and it's good. And
How many episodes? Do you know?
I want to say 12 episodes in. It's season 1.
Yeah.
So it's like 12 episodes in, and right now they're on the Christmas break. So if you want to catch up, by all means. And they're very, they go by pretty relatively quickly. So it resounds a lot of Star Trek Next Generation, that style.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So it's not
that
like
old school style. Yeah.
that old school style. That's what I like about it. So that's why I made my number 1 choice. What was yours?
Mine was Mindhunter. This is a Netflix original show that just released maybe about a month ago. And honestly, I've been hearing things. I've been told, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch this. And I'm like, all right, finally, I'll sit down and watch the damn thing. I watched all 12 episodes in one sitting. I did not go to sleep until about 7:30 in the morning.
Okay, then.
And I got maybe about 4 hours of sleep. But
That
it was
explains a lot.
well worth it. And I was completely enthralled in this character. And the whole story revolves around these 2 people that want to create the behavioral science unit in the FBI. So they start investigating serial killers and trying to profile serial killers by using psychology, which had never been used
So
before.
it's kind of like a prequel, not a prequel, but like Criminal Minds.
Yes.
Basically, it's
Yes.
like the foundation of Criminal Minds.
Yes.
And how it came to be.
And how they came up with the psychology and the terms. Even the term serial killer didn't exist until a certain point, and that was when the FBI invented their behavioral science. Yeah. And it revolves around that and them interviewing serial killers on death row and being manipulated by serial killers, and then using the techniques that they found already to try to track down serial killers and try to create the pattern of behavior. And it is very interesting. The approach that they have, the characters, everything, it just resonates so well, and it's so true to the times. And it's period piece, so it goes back to the 70s, 60s era, and it feels like it. And it's directed by Fincher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
So that's my number 1. So that one's streaming on Netflix. What's your number 2?
Number 2 is, and I'm sorry that I keep coming back to this, but it always seems like something from this company makes my list. But Marvel's The Runaways, streaming on Hulu. It's a Hulu exclusive. It's a 10-episode run. I don't know if they're going to be doing multiple seasons, but they're already like on episode 7 or 8. And the reason why I enjoyed it is because there's a lot of depth to it, but it's basically seen from the point of view of these teenagers whose parents are involved in what seems to be a cult. But each of them have their own powers, which they are discovering as the show goes along.
Okay.
And they're also, there's this. They come from different cliques. They're all in the same high school, but they come from different cliques. So on top of self-discovery of their own, with their own bodies and their powers and how to go about them and how they got them and whatnot, they're trying to build this circle of trust with these other 5 kids.
While they're going through puberty.
But apparently they were childhood friends, which we used to play together all the time. Something happened, which they have not touched upon yet, to where they kind of like fell apart, and now they're coming back together, but it's still like the trust and mistrust and whatnot, but they're still trying to come together because they feel like the parents are doing something wrong. And it's shot completely in Los Angeles on there's no sets, everything is location wise, which is great. The kids are all newcomers. I haven't seen any of them yet before, but the two of the parents which I recognize, one of them was, if you watched Remember the Titans,
Yes.
was Sunshine, the blonde
Yeah,
quarterback from California with the long hair, and the other one that I recognized was Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
No.
Yes,
That guy's still around?
He's still around. Oh yes. Oh, he's very much around, and he was the first one that I'm like, he looks familiar, so I IMDb, and sure enough, there he is. But those are the 2 main ones that I was like, oh wow, okay. And being a Buffy fan, I'm like,
Yeah, of course.
But like it caught me from episode 1 And I wish that it didn't, because I wish that I would have waited for all 10 episodes to come out, because now it comes out every Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, is it Tuesday yet? Is it Tuesday yet? And it's
Yeah.
like, oh. But it's good, it's quick, it's fast, there's no really like no slow points. Every scene pretty much has like a plot point that moves forward. So, but I really liked it because it's not your, I have powers and pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of depth, a lot of background, and it's really good. So I was excited by it. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Bates Motel. Bates Motel is basically Psycho turned into a TV show. It goes into the evolution of the character of Norman Bates, and Norman Bates is basically coming of age and coming into his own skin, which is very interesting and very psychologically disturbing. And the character that does it, the kid, is phenomenal. What's his name? I cannot remember his name.
I forget what his name, but we were actually
we
were talking about him a while back.
A few episodes ago. He's actually the kid that plays the good doctor, and he is a phenomenal actor.
He was in Finding Neverland. That was the one that we were like...
Yeah.
But
I mean, he's
the master of his own hotel.
Yeah. I mean, he does such a good job, and then the one that plays the mom is so awesome.
Where is she from? Because I forget.
I cannot remember where she's from, but she does such a phenomenal job with her character and the way that she portrays her character. And I have never seen the show until this year, because it just became available on Netflix this year, and I was like, I binge watched the shit out of that.
And it's a whole series, right? Because it's over now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it ends perfectly. This is not one of those series that ends abruptly and doesn't end with a full plot or anything. It ends well. It ends so perfectly that it matches up straight into the movie.
Oh, okay.
And it does a good job of portraying the characters and not get bored and boring and tedious, because you would think, the kid's just developing and he's turning into a psycho. You can't turn that into a series for that long.
Yeah.
It keeps your interest going the whole time. There's some slow points, some episodes, 1 or 2, but that's about it. Honestly, maybe there's 3 episodes that are filler. Everything else was gold. So I really enjoyed this show. This one's streaming on Netflix. And what's your number 3, final?
My number 3 is a Netflix exclusive. It's got Ashton Kutcher, it's got Sam Neill, and it's got James Masterson amongst like 3 main characters. The Ranch.
Yes, that's my number 3 too.
The reason why it's because it's not one of those where like you have to get like involved in it.
Yeah.
Like you can sit back and be doing like homework or be cooking in the kitchen and playing it, and you don't necessarily have to be watching it for it to be funny. Just the dialogue itself, it's funny. Is it like the greatest comedy show? No, not at all, by far. But that's what to me makes it great, because like Orville, where you have to pay attention, and Marvel Runaways, and apparently, with Bates Motel and Mindhunters as well, you're glued to the television.
Yeah.
This one is just kind of like background, but you're still watching it, and it's funny. Yeah. To me, it reminds me a lot of that 70s show.
It even has pretty much the same cast.
It has the same
Everybody
cast.
Comes
this
in there.
Season, actually, the father, Red is in it, and I was waiting till the very end. I was watching with my girlfriend, she's like, that's the father from Seven. I'm like, no, it's not. She's like, why not? Because he hasn't said the thing. And then he says the thing at the end, and I'm like, okay, it's the father from the 70s show.
And I was like,
but
I screamed at the TV at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, yes!
Well, that would be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Dumbass. Like,
I was like, oh, awesome.
But it's enjoyable because although it's extremely predictable.
Oh yeah.
It's like I said, the fact that there's so many shows out there that you have to be glued to television, and not that they're bad shows, they're good shows. Gotham is one of them.
Yes.
This is just one of those. You press play. It's 10 episodes a season, and it's
just hilarious. It's hilarious.
It's great. They're going to be doing a 5th season. Or a 5th part. Which unfortunately, Masterson's not going to be in it because of controversy that came out involving his name. So the good thing is they're not just stopping the show. They're gonna progress with it, but unfortunately, Masterson, which is one of the main characters, is
Netflix is taking it
off.
too far.
So
It's allegations. They're not even substantiated at all.
But the difference is, although other people have had allegations, these are actually got the police involved, where there's an investigation going on, and there may be charges brought on. And there's a whole stew which we really don't want to get into. I want to keep us up and happy.
Yeah.
That's going to be on the floor right there. It's a good show. It's funny. It's back. It's back. Watch it with your teenagers.
Yeah.
Don't watch it with your kids.
Yeah.
They may enjoy.
Dude,
And like
this
I said,
guy, what's his name? The dad in the show.
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill. Oh my God.
He's your
personality.
He's your stereotypical
awesome.
Southern.
Him.
The whole thing takes place in Colorado. He's a Republican, and he's a Republican. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts.
Every time he says
the political jokes,
I was like, yes, yes, yes.
And it's also like the combining of Sam Neill's old. Obviously, it's called The Ranch, so the entire thing is about ranchers. But it's the old school ranching of Sam Neill and his generation, and the new school of Masterson and Ashton Kutcher.
And his, wife.
We don't know if it's future wife, hopefully, but we'll see. And like the combination, everything else. There's the mother, which is separate, which is divorced from the father, and the father's not getting the relationships going. It's a good show. It's a fun show, laid back.
It is fun.
And it's just one of those. Like, you had a hard day. You want to watch something that's going to be like, put on The Ranch. Yeah, it's good.
And it's streaming on
Netflix. The soundtrack is amazing because the main song alone, to touch real quick, is the theme song.
I don't skip it.
I don't skip it at all, ever. 10 times I heard it.
Yeah.
And it's Don't Let Your Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys, which originally was done by Jennings and who's the oh my God. It was Jennings, and he's the old country guy with the long-haired pothead.
Country don't.
Never smoke. Willie Nelson.
Oh, Willie Nelson.
All right, the original song was done with Willie Nelson and Jennings. This version is by their sons. They re-recorded the song, put a little spin on it. There's a little bit more of a percussion to it, but it's actually their sons, which literally took the same exact song that is Shooter Jennings, and I forgot what Nelson's son's name is. Yeah. But they took the same song that their fathers did, re-recorded it, and that's what they're using for it as the main theme. And then you have, like, if you pay attention in the background, it's mostly country.
Yeah.
But it's a good country background.
I don't like country music, and I really enjoy this.
What is wrong with you?
I don't like country music.
I don't like country music.
I grew up in Miami.
I grew up in Europe. I like country music. We didn't know what country was until I was like 19.
I never liked country music. Never got into it.
We'll have to talk about co-hosting for next year. I may go do the long distance thing. First it was Potter and Twilight in the same episode, and now it doesn't like country music. I don't know. Orale. See, that one you get.
All right, so that's our top 3 shows for this year. Mine was Mindhunter, The Ranch, and Bates Motel.
Mine was Orville, The Ranch, and Marvel's The Runaways.
My name is Lewis.
I'm William.
And this is the last episode of 2017 for Man Bites Film. I hope you guys check us out next Friday. And also for New Year's Day, we'll be having a special episode as well. So I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you guys next year for an awesome, fun time.